So I want to play a little bit of the song and a little bit of the lyric that stood out for me. Turn it up.
Said I'm no Lauryn Hill. Can't rap and sing on the same CD. The public won't get it. They got ADD.
You know, we heard Itty Bitty and the freestyles, and it was like, yo, she was really dope. But it was like, oh, this is a 20-year career. This is like a legacy that could build. I want to go back to this lyric. What happened with Def Jam? Was there a meeting? What's the story behind this?
Let me just say this. Every label passed up on me. Every record company passed up on me. Every crew. I'm from New York. Jay's crew and 50's crew didn't sign me. You know, I wasn't signed to Nas, and you know, I wasn't signed to anybody. You know, they really did say that. Number one, let me just say that they told the people that was shopping my music that, and I remember thinking, okay, so that means I have to limit myself. But even back then, I remember thinking, if I looked a different way, I wouldn't need to be limited. People always talk about, like, if you look a certain way, you get preferential treatment, but they never say that it works both ways. A woman dresses sexy, for the most part, they're not taken as seriously, right? And I remember watching something, right, on TV with my boyfriend at that time, when Donald Trump won. And I remember my boyfriend at the time talking about, I think, I want to say Kellyanne is the lady's name.
Kellyanne?
Conway?
Yeah.
I remember that she was on stage with Donald Trump at one time, and he said immediately, oh, she probably fucked him to get that job, right? And I just remember, like, my blood boiling, and I was just like, why? What made you say that? Because she's an attractive lady? She couldn't have been smart and attractive. She couldn't have been smart and gotten her degrees and did it the right way and climbed up the ladder the, you know, professional, respectful way. And we really had an argument about that. To me, I never judge a woman that way. Like, if I see a badass bitch, I never assume, oh, she's stupid, or she's, you know, she got where she got, you know, because of the wrong reasons, right? You gotta show me something else for me to think that about you. But it applied to that Lauryn Hill statement. Because I didn't come in there with wraps around my head and, you know, being a certain way and them feeling that I wasn't spiritual or culturally, you know, aware or whatever it is, they just assumed that I didn't have depth as a human being and as a woman. And it was really, really fucked up. I knew that I knew what I was capable of. I knew that I was a layered lady. I knew I was multidimensional, but they took one look at me and was just like, nope, she gotta be doing this thing right here. She gotta be, you know, sex sells, and that's it, and we're gonna keep her in that box.
Right. And
for a long, long time, I was like, you know, really, really angry about that. And so I wrote about that here. And now look, it just dawned on me. I just put out Queen, and I'm rapping and singing on Queen. Yeah. And can't nobody tell me a goddamn thing. Yeah. That's my favorite album.
Let's talk about this Jay-Z fella. It's just my favorite artist, like Jay. Like, I grew up looking up to Jay, and we used to argue about when Jay gets on the track with anybody. I'd argue like, nah, Jay got it. But listen, there was one instance when Jay was on the track with a certain rapper. This verse was a turning moment. I just want to revisit this for a second. Can we revisit this verse? You know where we're going with it.
With a bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka. Yeah, I'm in that tanga, color of Willy Wonka. You could be the king, but watch the queen come. Okay, first things first, I'll eat your brain. Then I'ma go teeth and fang. That's what a motherfucking monster do.
Oh. Okay. What?
I ain't noticed because my money ain't. You know they gonna do this all night, right?
Yep.
Hotter than the Middle Eastern climate. 20 my Tyranda, T-wine it. Nicki, you on them titties when I sight it.
Oh, you could be the king, but watch the queen conquer. Can you please talk about that and what was going through your mind?
I knew it was on Kanye's album. So at that time, you know, even at that time, Kanye was a pretty big deal. So I knew I was getting on an album with someone that was a big presence. So I was basically talking to him like, like, you know, like, I'm gonna show you something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted to, like, you know, impress him, you know, so to speak, and show out, pretty much. At that, when I started, there was really no presence, really, you know? Of course, there are so many women who opened the door for me, but there was a drought. When I came, like, it was a long drought for a long time. So it was just like, you know, the rebirth, really. And I think that song and that was a moment in time. I've never seen anything like that happen.
Yeah.
I remember Kanye called me and he said, I know this is good. I know niggas is gonna say this is the best verse of my album. I'm taking a chance by putting this shit on here, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Kanye is so like dramatic. He's so colorful the way he talks. And I was like, in my head, I was dying. Like inside, I was dying because I was like, please don't let this man not put this song on there. Jesus! I was praying. Like I really prayed to Jesus. Right. I was like, Lord, please let him just, you know, be okay with this. I didn't know Jay-Z was on it until the song came out.
Right. Were you sweating? Were you a little bit nervous?
Little. No, actually, I'm lying. Months had gone by, and Kanye said I put Jay on it. But of course, I didn't hear Jay on it, so you don't know until you know. Like I didn't hear anything, and I did not even want to say, can I hear it? You know, I was so nervous. This is to tell you how different stuff was for me at that time. Because now I have so much control over everything. It was so different that I did not even approve the mix on my vocal. He took other takes and put them together in one take. Because I did not want all those grunting sounds in one verse.
Right.
And I was like, can you please, no. I fought him while we were still in the studio. I said, no, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? No, what are you doing? He was like, nah, I like that. That's dope. I was like, no, it just should be just a couple, you know, just a couple, you know, the monster voice.
Right.
And he was so like obsessed with that little dumb monster voice, he wanted it to be in the whole thing. And I remember being so mad at him, but I couldn't say anything. I was just like,
yeah, but it turned out great. It turned out like, you know, the fact was that 2010 we talking about, there's certain moments in hip hop that makes you stop and be like, hold up, this a moment. And 8 years later we still talking about it. And the verse don't get old.